Introduction. A shift in the nest. Something intriguing is unfolding in the heart of the Falcons' nest this offseason. This isn't just another round of trades or a simple change in formations, it's a potential renaissance for the Atlanta defense. The team is poised to rekindle buried potential, inject speed into their schemes, and embrace a level of flexibility that has been absent for far too long. The redemption of Zach Harrison. Let's focus on a name that many fans may have already written off. Zach Harrison. Drafted in the third round out of Ohio State, Harrison entered the league with expectations hovering just below star status. His rookie season in 2023 was solid, showing promise and glimpses of what he could become. But then came 2024, a year that turned his trajectory upside down. Under the guidance of former defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake, Harrison was asked to bulk up, gaining 10 to 15 pounds and shifting from defensive end to a more interior role. This drastic transformation was meant to harness his potential, but it backfired spectacularly. His productivity plummeted, and he found himself on the sidelines playing a mere 25% of the snaps. In a season when the Falcons were starving for pass rush production, Harrison's presence was almost non-existent. The question of strategy. Why would a team make such a puzzling decision? Why take a young, developing edge player and move him away from his strengths? Perhaps it was a miscalculated gamble or a desperate attempt to address deeper issues along the defensive front. Whatever the reasoning, the move proved detrimental. But now, with new defensive coordinator Jeff Ulrich at the helm, there's a glimmer of hope. Harrison is being returned to his rightful place on the edge. This isn't just a simple depth chart adjustment. It's a correction, a redemption arc in motion. Flashes of brilliance. Toward the end of his rookie season, Harrison began to show flashes of his true potential as a big end. While he may not possess the most athleticism or the bend that many defensive ends boast, he compensates with raw strength and a bull rush that can disrupt opposing offenses. Inside, those traits can get buried, overshadowed by the need for quickness and leverage. But outside, that's where he can truly shine. Setting the edge, collapsing the pocket, and perhaps even becoming the pass rusher this defense has desperately needed since Vic Beasley's magical 2016 campaign. The rise of Brandon Dorris, but Harrison isn't the only player under the microscope. Enter Brandon Dorris, a fourth-round pick out of Oregon who was practically invisible in 2024, logging just 18 snaps. Yet he's now slated to line up opposite Harrison in this pivotal big-end role. Unlike Harrison, Dorris didn't have the burden of proving himself last year. He simply didn't play. Now, the Falcons are placing their bets on both players. Two individuals who were either misused or underutilized, positioning them as bookends for a defensive front that is finally ready to carve out its identity. Conclusion. A new identity awaits. As the Falcons embark on this journey of transformation, the stakes are high. The potential for a defensive resurgence is palpable, and the excitement is building. Will Harrison and Dorris rise to the occasion and help redefine the Falcons' defense? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The nest is buzzing with anticipation, and the dawn of a new era is on the horizon. It's an introduction. Beyond the players. This narrative transcends mere player analysis. It delves into the very philosophy driving the Falcons' transformation. Under the leadership of new defensive coordinator Jeff Ulrich, the team is not clinging to the past. In fact, he's vocal about it. The days of rigid formations, whether it's 3-4 or 4-3, are behind them. Instead, Ulrich is championing a philosophy of versatility and multiplicity, promising a defense that can adapt fluidly to any situation. The promise of versatility. This may sound like typical coach speak, but for the Falcons, it signifies a seismic shift in approach. So what does this mean in practical terms? Picture a defensive front anchored by Morgan Fox, David Onamaida, and rookie Rook Haruro in a 3-4 alignment, with Leonard Floyd and the promising Jalen Walker coming off the edge. Walker in particular is an under-the-radar addition with immense upside, especially given Atlanta's emphasis on speed in their offseason acquisitions. The Falcons have brought in players like Brandon Dorris, James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee, and Divine DBLO, all of whom embody speed and agility, fitting a mold that screams adaptability. Dynamic alignments and strategic flexibility. When the Falcons shift to a 4-3 alignment, the picture becomes even more dynamic. Leonard Floyd moves down to play alongside James Pierce Jr., while Onomida and Rook hold down the middle. This is where the promised versatility transforms into a potent weapon. Players like Walker and Caden Ellis can be maneuvered like chess pieces on the board. Walker could blitz from the inside, Ellis could play the spy role, and Pierce could unleash his explosiveness as an edge rusher just as he did in college. This kind of defensive flexibility is a breath of fresh air for Atlanta, a creative, modern, and fast approach that has been sorely lacking. The speed factor. A game changer. What ties all of this together? It's not just the scheme or the new faces, it's speed. The Falcons have made it a priority this offseason. Whether it's Walker flying sideline to sideline, Pierce bending the edge, or DBLO bringing pressure from various levels, speed is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. Speed enables the defense to disguise its intentions pre-snap, to mask coverages, and to collapse space on quick throws. More importantly, it's what allows a defense to thrive in today's NFL, where offenses are throwing everything at you. Motion, spread sets, gadget plays, quick reads. Conclusion: a new era on the horizon. This is not just a blueprint, it's a gamble, a bold step towards something different. And perhaps, just perhaps, it marks the dawn of a new era for Atlanta's defense. Now, Falcons fans, I turn the conversation to you. Do you believe Zach Harrison and Brandon Dorris can anchor the edge and revive this pass rush? Are you buying into this flexible scheme, or do you think the team is taking too many risks? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're still here, it means you're feeling the excitement, and that's a great sign for what's to come. There's an electric sense of anticipation buzzing through Flowery Branch right now. Let's face it, Falcons fans have been waiting year after year for a defense to truly arrive. Not just a good unit that shows flashes of brilliance, but a defense with a distinct identity and attitude. A unit that strikes fear into opponents, forces turnovers, gets off the field on third downs, and provides the offense with short fields to work with. And now the pieces are finally starting to come together. Key players in the transformation. Let's circle back to some of the individuals who could define this transformation. First up is Leonard Floyd. He stands as the most likely candidate to break the elusive 10-sack barrier that has haunted the Falcons since Vic Beasley's league-leading season in 2016. Floyd is no stranger to putting up impressive numbers. He's been productive in Los Angeles and brings a versatility that the Falcons desperately need. More than that, he brings credibility. He knows how to get to the quarterback. Pairing him with younger, fresher legs like James Pierce Jr. could be a lethal combination. But what's truly exciting isn't just the prospect of Floyd reaching 10 sacks, it's that for the first time in a long time, the path to that milestone makes sense. In 2024, there was hope without structure. In 2025, there's a clear plan. The potential of Rook Haruro. And then there's Rook Haruro. Remember this name. He could be the steal of the draft if the coaching staff utilizes him correctly. He's explosive, twitchy, and if you line him up next to Onyema, he has the tools to slice through gaps and disrupt plays before they ever develop. It's a quiet role, but it's crucial for winning downs on first and second, setting up those money-down situations where players like Floyd, Walker, or Harrison can truly shine. The entire defense is built around flexibility. If the opposing offense spreads out with 4 receivers, Atlanta has the speed to adjust. If they line up heavy, the Falcons can shift their front, bringing in Harrison or Fox to match muscle with muscle. A shift in mindset. But this transformation goes deeper than just formations. It's about mindset. For too long, the Falcons' defense has been reactive. This year, the goal is to be proactive and aggressive, dictating terms instead of simply absorbing punches. However, don't think for a second that this approach comes without pressure. In a city starving for a dominant defense, experimenting with multiple fronts and hybrid players is a risky endeavor. This isn't a video game. This is the NFL, where one blown assignment can turn into a 60-yard touchdown. Flexibility only works if communication and execution are flawless. That's why this offseason is more critical than ever. Conclusion: the moment of truth. Now it's your turn, Falcons fans. Do you believe the Falcons have finally got it right? Is this the year the defense becomes the unit we've all been waiting for? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. If you're feeling the excitement, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go Falcons! The time for change is now, and the anticipation is electric.